All right, P, I understand you from LA and you just left a team with 3 other players from LA, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard, Russell Westbrook. And we know this had to be a hard decision leaving your boys and everything, but we know it's a business out here. So at the end of the day, you had to do this for your family. So I want to know, what was the negotiations like with the Clippers to before and whatever through the discussion to let you know that, hey, I'm leaving y'all and I'm going to Philly.
Yeah. Just to put it out there, like, I never wanted to leave LA, right? Initially, I was not trying to leave LA. LA is home. This is where I wanted to finish at. I wanted to work as hard as possible to win one in LA. Like, that was the goal, to be here and be committed to LA. As it played out, though, like, the first initial deal was, I thought, kind of disrespectful, right? And again, in all of this, no hard feelings, no love lost, no, like, it's a business, like you said. So the first initial deal was like 2 years, 60. So I'm like, whoa. 2 years, 60?
Hey, that's crazy, bro.
That's great.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
So I'm like,
wow.
No, I'm not signing that. Like, now we're getting into the negotiating. Like, I'm not taking that deal. And so they saying this, that, like, you know, we want you and Kawhi here long term. Like, we want y'all to be here, all of this stuff, right? So then, you know, as we're continuing to negotiate as the season goes on, and mind you, this was started before the season started. So this was kind of like, I could be wrong on actual timing, but this was maybe like October-ish, when negotiations first started, and it was 260. And as we kept going, it was like, you know, they would go up, you know, inches, to where it was like 44, 45, right? But this was like a couple months in between before we got it to 40 something. So I'm still like, nah, I'm not doing that. Then I hear wind of, like, you know, what they're going to give Kawhi. So I'm like, just give me what Kawhi got. Like,
right.
Y'all view us the same. Like, you know, we came here together. We want to finish this shit together. I'll take what Kawhi got. Like, no
cool
problem. I was cool with that. Like,
wow.
And we were still taking less. We were taking less.
Wow.
Kawhi took less. I was like, if Kawhi gonna take less, I'm not gonna say I want more than Kawhi. Like, I'm not gonna, like, it's not about me being paid more than him. Like, I'm gonna take what he got. Y'all give him that, give me that. They didn't want to do that. So this was before the All-Star break. So I'm like, you know what? I don't want, like, let's not even have no more conversations. Like, let's just play this year out. Cause it was starting to get into like my mood. Now I'm, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want to have that energy carry over into the team.
On the court.
So, cause I could see it starting to bleed a little bit into the team, where I was just like disconnected. I ain't want to fuck with nobody. Like, I was kind of just, you know, kind of to myself a little bit. So I was like, man, let's just let this shit play out. Let me get to the end of this year and we'll discuss this again. We'll pick up, you know, conversations again. So we do that, right? Season in, I finished healthy. 74 games played.
Yep.
And had one of my most efficient seasons. So now we go into negotiations. Now they bring it to 3 years.
Where we at?
150. So basically around what they gave Kawhi. So a part of me was still like, all right, that's cool. It sucks that it had to get to this point, like, that we couldn't get this figured out a lot sooner, but
way early, right?
Now we at the end of the year, 3 years, 150. So I'm like, all right, like, now we're in a ballpark. You know what I mean? Now we can have conversation here. And again, it still wasn't about the money, because when I went back to have the negotiation at the end of the year, I presented the 150 no trade. Because in the meeting, they're like, you know, we want you here long term. We want to, when you're retired, we want you to be a Clippers for a lifetime, like all of this stuff. We want you to be here. We want you to be a Clippers your whole career. So I'm like, cool. Give me the 3 years, 150, no trade then. Like no trade clause. Then I'm taking less, but at least I know I'm here.
Mhm.
Like I'm committed to y'all. Like they didn't want to do the no trade.
Do that.
Wow.
So then now I'm like, all right, well then it only makes sense for me to do 4 years, 212, right?
Yeah.
Like at least pay me my money. If y'all gonna trade me, then y'all gonna trade me. But at least like now I'm not in a situation where I could have got more had I just gone to free agency, then take this deal and then y'all could just ship me wherever I want. And then now I'm on this deal that I didn't want.
Right.
So they didn't want to do that. So then I was like, now I'm open to entertaining what's out there. And then, I mean, through the negotiations, they wasn't budging. They weren't gonna budge. I wasn't gonna budge. I thought I played well enough for them to, be like, you know what? He's a part of our future. Like, I thought I did that. I thought I earned that. Granted, we didn't win while I was there, but luck has a lot to do with that. We couldn't remain healthy as a unit. But I thought I did enough to earn that
money.
They didn't want to do it. So it was just a stalemate. We came to a stale, and ultimately it was like, all right, that ship has sailed. Like at that point, it was like, man, I love Steve, I love Lawrence, but at that point, it didn't even feel right to come back with that type of energy and be comfortable playing back in LA.
What did Steve say to you?
I mean, it's taking his word. You know what I mean? In that situation, it's taking his word. Like, I don't want to trade you. That's not the reason I want to resign you, which I get. And I understand. And I don't know. Steve is a good dude. Like, I love Steve as an owner. One of the best owners that I played for. But it's a business. Like, you can't. I won't take nobody's word if they can't put it in writing.
Right. Yep. Can't take nobody's word if it ain't in writing. I like that.
Is it difficult, P, for players like yourself? Because as you mentioned all that, I'm curious. It is a business, but you're also treading that line where it can kind of feel like personal. How do you kind of navigate those conversations and remove that emotion kind of out of it? Like not taking it personally and understanding that it's business. Because I would guess that can be hard at times. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On both sides.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's why I had to stop the negotiations during the season. Because it was personal. Like, that's how y'all view me. You know what I mean? Which is fine. Like, in all of this, that's why it's no love lost, no hard feelings. Like, if that's how y'all view me, fine. That's cool. Now I got to go somewhere else. It's nothing wrong with that. Like
you said, they say it's business. You say
it's business. Yeah,
too.
it's business. I got to do what's best for me and my family. If that's how y'all view me and that's where my value is, then no hard feeling. Like, I'm going to go where I'm appreciated at.
At the end of the day, who life is it?
It's business. Like, I wasn't. I was torn a little bit because of the I don't know, just the history we had this past 5 years. Shit I was playing through, like injuries and stuff I was playing through. I was everything I had. We had some good ups, we had some downs. But I thought, again, I thought I deserved more than, especially for the first initial contract, like the first initial conversation.
It's hard to not take that personal, like,
bro.
That's I understand negotiations too. It's a business. You gotta maybe start down here and we'll end up here. But that's a
pretty
low starting point to just throw that on the table and show your cards like that.
Right.
It's like, okay.
Right.
So
that was like that part you can't never like overlook. Like that's really how y'all felt. And so that kind of just was like, you know what else is out there? But it was tough, bro. It was tough conversations.
I can't imagine.
It was tough conversation. That's why it was so stressful. Like this whole week and a half was a very stressful week and a half.
I wish we could have helped negotiate when he was here. I would have just been like, Steve, this is what you need to do.
We should have brought our own
First
contract.
of all, put us involved. And then after that, I'm going to tell you,
it was a great selling though. Like I went and saw the Intuit Dome. Like
Yeah.
They walked me through everything, how it's gonna look, and Intuit is damn near done. So it was cool to see it kind of firsthand. Everything, the facility, the building is crazy.
Like, I went from Laker to Clipper.
We in Philly?
That's what I'm Philly.
Good?
I mean,
hey.
But I'm embracing the new change. I love the new change.